purpose of this demonstration is to illustrate how to avoid conflicting remote desktop sessions. So in this screen you can see how we're happily connected to our remote desktop and we're working with IBM's Rational Application Developer in a remote session. Now here I'm going to simply disconnect with the X, but you can imagine you might drop a session. And so as a typical student, you'll want to reconnect to your desktop and you'll launch the remote desktop client. When the client interface appears, you'll typically type in just the IP address as you see illustrated here. And the consequence of this will be that we get a different session on the remote desktop than we had in our previously connected session. As you can see, our running application is not visible. The student then would typically select to launch their tool. They'll be presented with the workspace launcher and choose OK, but they'll receive a message that the workspace is in use or cannot be created. Now, we can explain this pretty easily by taking a look at the Terminal Server Manager. So let's take a look at it for just a moment. And when we open this interface, we can see that there are two sessions, Session 0 and Session 3. We are the green or highlighted session 3, and we really wish to be Session 0 or some other session. Now this Session 0 would actually share in common the same session as a console user. A console user is a user that is connected to the local keyboard and mouse of the computer. And the list of options, you can choose to connect to that remote desktop through this switch, but sometimes it's simpler to avoid this situation in its entirety. So we're going to disconnect again, and this time we're going to demonstrate a better procedure for ensuring that we get the correct remote desktop. We've launched our remote desktop client, and this time we've appended a suffix. Now the suffix can be either /admin if you're using Windows XP, Service Pack 3 or better, or Vista or Windows Server 2003. If you're using an earlier version of XP, you would append /console. This time we'll connect again, the desktop will appear, and we'll see that our tool has been displayed as we expected, and work can continue. So the point is that we can avoid conflicting sessions pretty easily by using the /admin or the /console switch.